Hi, this is Jessica Janowski, and this is a video for my 300-hour live vinyasa practice yoga teacher training. This class the theme is trauma-informed yoga. So before I actually begin the class, I just wanted to point out that if we were in a live class at my studio, I would be welcoming people in, trying to learn their names, asking them if there was any injuries or anything they want me to know about in case they feel like they might need a modification or anything like that. I would be showing them some housekeeping in terms of where the bathroom is, where if they need a drink, showing them where the blocks and bolsters and straps are in case they need any of that equipment. And then once everyone is settled, class is ready to begin, I will start leading from there. Hi everybody, welcome to class today. I'm so grateful that you joined me. My name is Jessica Janowski and I will lead you through this yoga session today. In this yoga session, we are going to take some time to save space for you. So you're going to have a lot of choices in this class. I will be showing you different poses once we get moving, but I will show you variations of those so you can always choose what you like. And if you don't like any of them that I show you, that's fine too. You can always rest in child's pose or do something that feels good to your body. So yoga is a practice, it's a very personal practice, and I'm really just a guide. Anything I suggest, you can follow along, or you can choose to do something that feels better for your body in the moment. Before we get moving with our asanas, we're going to spend some time being very mindful and with our breath. So without further ado, make yourselves comfortable, please. I am on a bolster. You can also be on a bolster or sitting on a block if that's more comfortable. We're going to be in this seated position, Sukhasana, for quite a while. So several minutes, so I want you to be comfortable. We're going to start with an activity called Faded Tone. It's really a mindful listening activity. When I ring the cymbal, you're just going to listen when you don't hear any more noise. Some students like to have their eyes closed during this first session of class, and you're invited to do that. But if that's not comfortable for you, that's fine too. You can always look at the floor or something on the wall, but try to direct your attention to one focal point or drishti without being distracted by lots of other things so that you can stay in the moment of the mindful activity. When you don't hear any more resonance coming out, please place your hands on your heart. We're going to wait till I see everyone's hands on their heart, so don't worry, you can just sit and breathe and relax while we wait for everyone to indicate that they no longer hear the noise. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's draw our attention only to our breath right now. Just take a deep breath in, slowly and purposefully, and exhale it out. Good. We're going to be focusing on the breath for several moments. So please make sure you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable in Sukhasana, you can lie down on your back to continue. Let's draw our attention to the sensations we feel in the nose. Deep breath in. Try to pause and hold if you can. Otherwise, exhale when you're ready and exhale out. Continue to breathe through your nose with your mouth closed. So inhaling and exhaling out the nose as slow and as purposeful as is comfortable for you. Maybe notice the temperature of the air as you inhale. And maybe you notice if the temperature seems to change on your exhale. And maybe you don't notice these things, and that's fine too. Mindfulness is just about bringing awareness. There is no judgment. It is what it is, and that is fine. It's like exploring the world through a child's eyes. Everything's new for the first time, and you're just discovering. Let's take one more deep breath here. Deep is subjective. How deep a breath can you take where you're comfortable? Beautiful. Keeping your hands in your heart space or putting them back there if you let them fall. Let's bring our attention to our throat. As you breathe, can you feel the muscles in your throat working to draw the breath in and release? Maybe you notice the breath entering and exiting the throat. What sensations do you feel? Now bring your attention to your upper chest, your clavicle or collarbone, your pectorals. When you breathe, can you feel any movement? Maybe you feel your rib cage lifting and settling. Maybe you feel the tiniest muscles working in your pecs. Or maybe you don't notice anything at all, and that's okay too. Maybe if you're comfortable bringing your hands down to your belly. Inhale. And exhale, directing the air into the belly now. Inhale. And exhale. Can you notice your belly inflate with each inhale? And deflate with each exhale, just like a balloon. Inhale. And exhale. Continue to try to keep your focus on your breath. remembering that you are in control. You are deciding how big a breath you want to take, how long you want to hold it. You have a choice. Be with your body and just notice the wonderful instrument that it is. Let's continue for one more moment. Trying to direct our breath all the way into our belly. Beautiful. On the next exhale, release the arms. Allow the shoulders to come up by the ears and then neck and down. This time we're going to add some arm movement with the breath. Inhale, lengthen, stretching into the arms out to the side and then up overhead. Palms touching. Exhale, hands at heart center. Here, I like to bow my head, but you don't have to. I like to feel my neck muscles lengthen in the back. And I also like to imagine I'm saying thank you to the powers that be for another beautiful day, another day to live my life and with purpose and intent. Inhale, lengthen, stretch, and reach. Feel your side body really lengthen. Pause here. Exhale, hands come down at heart center. Bowing your head if you please. Inhale, lengthen, stretch, and reach. Beautiful. Let's allow the right arm to drop down so that the left side body stretches, side stretch. Just noticing, taking a few breaths here. Exhale up and over to the other side. The right side body is stretching. The left side body is compressing. Feel the duality in your body. Let's repeat. Inhale, lengthen. Let the spine grow long here. Shoulders back and down. Exhale over. Now, if you'd like, you can turn your head toward your elbow. Notice the difference. I can feel that in the back of my left shoulder here. But maybe you feel it somewhere else. It's okay. Exhale up, wide V, and over to the left, side stretch. On your next exhale, if you wish, you can turn your head toward the crease in your elbow. Just noticing, does it make the stretch feel a little different? Maybe it doesn't. That's okay. We all have different areas. Inhale up. Exhale, hands at heart center. We all have different strengths and weaknesses and flexibility levels. So what I might notice, you might not. Just safe space. Let's take a few breaths here to set our intention for class. Whatever your intention may be. Maybe you came for a peaceful morning. Maybe you came to get some kinks out. I promise we're going to get moving in a minute. Maybe you came for some peace and tranquility. Whatever your reason for coming today, I want to thank you. I appreciate you choosing my class. I We want you to remember that this is your class, so you can take my suggestions and do as I'm doing or modify them any way you need to. And reconnect with yourself, your choices, if this is your class. So please feel safe to do what you need to do to make your practice a great practice for you. Hands on the knees. Let's shift our weight forward, pulling our shoulders back and down, opening the heart center. Can you feel the lengthening in your back here? Exhale, bringing your body back, sitting back and rounding. So we're gonna pull our shoulders forward, squeeze our abs, breathe and notice. That feels good, a little back stretch there. Coming up, we're gonna shift to the right. So notice the sits bones are having to compensate differently by holding the weight, and then to the left. And we're gonna smooth this out to a Sufi grind. So we're gonna go forward to the right, squeeze and exhale back, and then to the left. And a little bit smoother. Now your Sufi grind can be really big. Like that, I can barely do it really big. Or it can be really small, maybe like this. It can be slow or fast. I usually go somewhere in the middle. And then when you come back around, you're gonna pause and we're gonna lead the other way. So let's start slow. Forward, we're gonna shift to the left this time. Squeeze, and we're always exhaling. When we come back here, we're inhaling as we go forward. To the right. Good. Inhale. Exhale around. Good. Just noticing that back warming up, the abs starting to engage, the lower back starting to soften and loosen with the movement. Maybe one more time around. Beautiful job. Okay, we're going to start to really get moving now. So we're going to start with Dandasana, which is staff pose. And in staff pose, the feet are forward in a seated position with legs extended, hands come by the hips, fingers point forward. Inhale, push down to straighten the arms and bring the shoulders back. So the chest is open. And then inhale again, and when you exhale, pull the toes back so that all of your muscles are engaged. It doesn't look like much, but I can feel my legs engaging. I can feel my shoulders pulling back and opening my chest and my heart center. Try to point the head to the ceiling. Exhale, relax and release. Inhale, stretch up. Don't go too far because our bodies aren't that warm. Exhale, forward fold, just noticing where you land. Because at the end of class, when we do this position again, the seated forward fold, you might really be surprised at how much deeper you can go, which is kind of fun, I think. Inhale, come up, cross your feet like Sukhasana and move yourself forward into all fours. So we were kind of doing like a cat pose when we were doing our back part of the Sufi grind, but now we're going to do hands and knees, cat cow. So in cow, we inhale and we stick our hiney back, our belly drops down, our chest goes forward and opens, pull the shoulders back and down. Just notice. And then the opposite movement, cat, we exhale like cat. Squeeze around the back. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Hands are splayed wide. Beautiful. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So for the next minute or so, go ahead and just at your own pace. You're moving through cat and cow, whatever feels good. Breathe. Sometimes I like to really slow it down and imagine my vertebrae are like a string of pearls and I'm straightening my crumpled up string one vertebrae at a time. It's like in slow motion. That's fun. Just to challenge myself to see if I can slow it down enough to do it like that. Good, or you could be moving faster, whatever feels good to you. At the beginning of class, I said if you don't like something, you can always come to child's pose. So let's go over child's pose right now before we continue, in case you want to drop down for the remainder of the class. Feet together, knees apart usually. If this feels uncomfortable, bringing your knees closer together might be more comfortable. So there's lots of variations. I'm going to start with my knees apart. Hands are stretched forward and then the head comes down. Breathe. So this is one variation of child pose. I'm going to show you several right now. This can be a lot on people's shoulders if they're very, very tight. So one of the ways to fix that is you can stack your hands, place your forehead on your hands. Breathe, and I can immediately feel less pressure in my shoulders. Or if you have a yoga block, putting the block down, resting there. Simply bending the arms. Some people like to turn their head in child's pose. One way or the other way. I don't usually do that, but that's okay because it's your practice. And then another way would be palms up. And you're bringing your hands around by your legs. And you're just kind of in a little ball here. So any variation of child's pose, arms wherever they feel good, knees as far apart or as close together as you would be comfortable. This is a beautiful resting position where you get to kind of withdraw back into yourself, reclaim who you are, decide, your next choice. So, and just come back in tune with your own breath and your own being when you come to child's pose. Let's make our way back to all fours if you're still joining me. And we'll practice our first downward facing dog. Tucking your toes under and then pushing yours back, straightening the arms and the legs. Some people's heels might not reach the floor. That's perfectly okay. Everybody has different variations of how flexible they are, how strong they are in certain areas. So no worries about that. But you do want to push those hips back and try to lengthen the spine to get the full benefit of this pose. And when you're in downward facing dog, let's try to take 3 slow deep breaths here. Can you feel your belly expanding even though you're inverted? Beautiful. Let's go to plank. So plank is a power pose, right? The top of a push-up. If this is too difficult, lowering your knees down, okay? So this is a variation. But notice the difference between modified plank, my body position, and hands and knees. So hands and knees is less intense, and a modified plank or a regular plank, you're really using those arm muscles. You're really engaged because a lot of the weight is forward and the lower body is not having as much responsibility in terms of holding your weight. From here, we're going to set the knees down. This is a pose called crocodile. And when we do our sun salutation and movement, I will be showing you crocodile. So when your knees are down and then you set your chest down, and then you scoot your belly forward. So that was the beginning of our crocodile. We're gonna stay here, inhale. Exhale, this is Cobra level 1. In Cobra level 1, my hands are not even engaging in the floor, they're just resting there. But my shoulders are not out to the side, they're, my elbows are pointing back, are in and pointing back. So my elbows are not allowed to come out there. Squeeze your booty, your legs. Exhale down. Take a moment to rock the hips back and forth. Bringing the legs together. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to go to Cobra level 2, medium Cobra. So my arms are bent halfway up. Good. Breathe, notice your back bend. Exhale down. Remember, you can always do level 1. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to come up to level 3 Cobra, so my arms straighten. Push the shoulders back and down. Notice here, my shoulders are forward. So if you feel your shoulders are coming forward, then you want to purposely pull them back and down because you want your chest to be expansive and your heart to be open. Exhale, come back through to child's pose. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's do some more variations of plank before we move on. So I showed you the first variation, knees down, hips forward, right? That's variation 1. Variation 2, if you have wrist troubles, you can make fists and be in plank this way. I have one student that's always in plank this way because she has wrist issues. Coming down, that's not so comfortable for me, so I don't really like it, but it's your choice. And then there's a forearm plank. So forearms, and we do dolphin pose from this pose. Before we get into it, make sure that your shoulders are right above your elbows, because that's important for the safety of your body, okay? And then you just get into plank this way, super strong, breathe. So that was, I think, 3 different variations of plank, and you're gonna choose whichever one you like best. Let's lower the knees and let's practice another crocodile. So lowering the chest, then the hips and scooching into your version of Cobra. That's how we'll do it in the sun salutation momentarily. Tucking your toes under, pushing into downward facing dog. Lengthen and breathe. And notice. Exhale, let's walk our feet up to forward fold. Good job. If you cannot reach your hands to the floor, how about hands on thighs, knees slightly bent if that feels good. You're gonna experience some sensations in your body, which is great because you're like bringing awareness to this feels good, this doesn't feel good. And then you're gonna adjust yourself to where you can continue to practice comfortably and without feeling overwhelmed, or we don't want that. Opposite of stress is what we want in this class. Couple breaths. Okay, bending the knee slightly. Taking the longest finger and kind of gently coming up your shin as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. You're just gently kind of massaging your leg there with that finger as you come up. You're just noticing it. Shoulders back 3 times. Open the heart center, beautiful. Inhale, stretch and reach. Side stretches that we did at the beginning of our class, let's do them standing. Right arm comes down, left hip up, side stretch. Breathe. Go to where it feels comfortable for you. Maybe you're only here. Maybe you're way bendier than me and you're way down there more. That's great. Do your side stretch. I have my feet together, maybe you feel more stable. If your feet are apart, that's okay. Play with that. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, over the other way. This feels amazing. Okay, we are gonna do 3 sun salutations. And I'm going to intensify them each time so that if you want to say it the basic way, you can do that the rest of the time, or you can advance on with me. So it's a choice, okay? I want you to do what feels comfortable to you. Inhale here. This is pose still in the Samasthiti, hands at heart center. Take your breath, refocus on your intention for class. When we were seated and we talked about why did you come to your mat today, remind yourself why you came to the mat today. On your next exhale, let the arms come down. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, we're going to swan dive. Arms come out like airplanes, leading with your heart, hinging at your hips, and then forward fold. 2 breaths right here. Half lift to lengthen your spine, forward fold to go a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, set that with the right leg into this runner's lunge. So I like to pulse my hips here because that feels good. My hips are always so tight. You don't have to. Step back with the left foot. You're in plank or you're in whichever version of plank you preferred. So we showed you 3 different ones. Just go with the one that you liked. Maybe one more breath here. Feel your strength. Plank is a strong pose. In whatever version you're doing, you're showing your strength, so good job. Okay, level 1 is we're gonna lower all the way down. I like to touch my forehead here. Inhale, exhale, moving into the cobra, whichever version you choose. Good job. Push the shoulders back and down. Try to make your heart glow. I'm tucking my toes under first, pushing back to downward facing dog. Hips back, breathe. On your next exhale, walk your feet to your hands. And forward fold. Inhale, let's repeat with rolling up one vertebrae at a time. I like to bring my hands directly on my legs and feel my legs, almost like a very light massage as I come up. Shoulders back and down 3 times. Good, we're gonna side stretch again. This time we're gonna start to the left. Inhale, stretch and reach. Left arm comes down, right arm goes over. So we're lengthening the right side, crunching the left side, and we're just noticing that our body is really doing 2 things at once. And up and over the other way. It feels amazing. Just go to where you feel the sensation. Inhale, up. Exhale, little arch back. And swan dive, forward fold. 2 breaths in forward fold, please. Maybe on the second breath, try to draw a little closer to your legs. Exhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Forward fold to go deeper. Inhale. Exhale, step back with the left foot and your runner's lunge. I love runner's lunge. Step back, you're in plank. Knees down if you need to, or knees down, then forearms down, and then back into a forearm plank, or on your fists. Okay, we're gonna lower all the way down. Touch your head. Inhale, exhale, cobra. Beautiful, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog, lengthen, and breathe. Work your feet to your hands. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to do a reverse swan dive, bending the knees, arms go out like airplane, swoop them up. And hands at heart center. Samasthihi, pose of stillness. In this class, I always prompt my students to say, I am enough. So just breathe and repeat that affirmation, I am enough. You are perfect the way you are. You are loved. You are unique. You have gifts that you can share with this world. You don't need to make changes unless you want to change for yourself. You don't need to become anybody else for anybody else. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep up the arms and forward fold. Half lift to lengthen, forward fold to go deeper. Step back right, runner's lunge. Step back left, plank, or your version thereof. This time we're going to do that crocodile that we had practiced before. So once you're in plank, that goes knees, chest, scoot your belly forward. If you don't like that, go back to the first version of lying all the way down, then pushing into your cobra. So we're on sun salutation level 2. Tuck your toes under down dog. You can always stay at level 1. Breathe, push the hips back. Walk the feet to the hands, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, exhale, reverse one, dive up. Pose of stillness. I am enough. Inhale, exhale, stretch and reach, and forward fold. Half lift to lengthen, forward fold, go deeper, step back left, runner's lunge. Step back right, plank, super strong in plank. Nobody can break it, crocodile. Knees, chest, scooch it forward, or you're in level 1, lowering all the way down, then moving into your cobra. Tuck your toes under down dog. We're going to take a break here because I'm going to show you something new. Let's rest in child's pose for a moment. Breathe. In child's pose, can you bring your attention to how you're feeling your breath? How is your body starting to respond to the stretches? Coming into plank, so I can prepare you for the next move that you might choose to do during our sun salutation. If you're in a regular plank, and we roll onto the tops of our feet and drop our hips, opening our chest, you can notice here that my thighs are not on the floor, but it looks very similar to cobra. This is your up dog, so that's really the difference. It's a little bit more challenging because you have less body on the floor, therefore you're holding up more body weight. Tuck your toes under down dog. That is called an up dog. If you're willing to, you can do another 2 or 3 with me right here, or you can rest in child's pose. So from up dog, from down dog, we're going to tuck our toes under, drop our hips, pull our shoulders back and down, and expose our neck. Open our throat, our communication center. We have a strong voice. Tuck our toes under, down dog, lengthen. Let's try one more. Catch your breath here. This can feel like a resting pose after all that work sometimes. Okay. Kind of moving through plank really with your toes down and then good. Let's take another break before we move on to our final sun salutation, child's pose. Okay, coming to your knees. And we'll do a low lunge, which we'll see in another little set in a minute. So right foot comes forward, pushing those hips forward. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle here, just allowing those hips to drop down. Let's try the other side. Good, and then we're gonna step to forward fold. Okay, our last version of sun salutation. So from forward fold, let's see if you can put your hands on your hips, or if you want to, or you can do one of the other versions I've shown you. With a flat back and tight tummy, if you're wanting to do it this way, come up to standing, good. So we've done pose of stillness, but mountain pose is a little bit different. Hips, knees, ankles in a straight line. So feet are hip width apart. We are going to really notice all four corners of our feet. So inside where the big toes are, inside where the pinky toes are, and then the two sides of your ankles. Grounded. Open the chest. Shoulders back and down. Let's engage our arms by making our arms straight. Pretend you have electricity coming out of your hands to the ground. Feel all the weight in your feet. Nice tall spine. You are a mountain. You are strong and you are stable. So when you come to this pose, I want you to think about your strength, your stability, and how strong you are. Mentally, physically, emotionally, you are a mountain. Okay, shake that out. Final sun salutation. You can do level 1, where we lay down, and then go to cobra. Level 2, where we do crocodile, then go to cobra. Or level 3, we're gonna go from down dog to up dog instead of cobra. Inhale, lengthen. Let's bring the palms together. We're going to draw a line down the center of our body with our thumbs, and moving into forward fold. Half lift to lengthen your spine. Forward fold to go deeper. Step back with the right foot. You're in runner's lunge. Step back with the left foot. You're in plank, or you're in some version of plank, whatever modification you like. Okay, so this time, we're gonna do chaturanga. I forgot to show you that. We're gonna lower if you're doing chaturanga, and then push yourself into that up dog. Breathe. Good. Tuck your toes under, down dog, lengthen. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, exhale, reverse swan dive up. Toe to the top, come into mountain pose. Say it in your head or say it out loud. I am strong and stable like a mountain. Feel your power. You want your body to be so strong and tall here that if I were, I'm not going to, but if I were to come around and push on your shoulder, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to fall backwards because you are making a stand here, literally. Make a stand. Shake that out. Let's do the other side. Inhale, stretch and reach. Palms up together. The thumbs are going to draw that line down your body. Forward fold. Inhale, exhale, half lift. Inhale, exhale down. Step back with the left foot, runner's lunge. Step back with your right foot. Chair, plank, or any version thereof. So really, chaturanga is like doing a push-up, except for you don't push straight back up, you move into your up dog. So it's lower like a push-up, but then rock yourself forward. Push your shoulders back and down in your back bend, whichever version, up dog or cobra. Tuck your toes under, down dog, lengthen. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, exhale, come up. Beautiful job. Let's do a couple warriors, and then we'll start to bring our class down. I'm going to step back with the right leg. Our foot is pointed to the edge of the right corner of the mat, and our front leg is nice strong lunge, and we've got a 90-degree angle at the ankle. Yeah, 90 degrees. So it's okay to be back here because that's okay for your knee, but I do not want to see knees in front of ankles because that's unhealthy for your knee. The other thing is you should be able to see your big toe. Scoop the arms up. We're trying to keep our shoulders and our hips square to the front. And your warrior one can be deep, or maybe you want to be less deep. So where I like to usually go really deep, whatever feels comfortable for you, that's what I want you to do. Breathe. So think about a warrior. They can be peaceful warriors like Martin Luther King Jr., strong, brave, proud, and sticking up for what's right and doing what's right. You are a warrior. You're strong, you're brave, you're proud. Exhale, come up. Mountain pose, breathe. Good, inhale, exhale, step back to the other side. Warrior one, find your positioning, find how deep you want to go. Remember that you have to be able to see your big toe, 90-degree angle, pushing forward here. Squeeze your booty. Feel your power. You are powerful. You're strong and you're brave, and you are your own warrior. Breathe. Exhale, step together. Hands at heart center, beautiful. Okay. Adding on, so we're going to start with warrior one. I'm going to add a pose. Ready? Inhale, exhale, warrior one. Good. Okay, in warrior two, I'm just going to train my body a little so you can see a little better. In warrior two, think of that archer. So, Robin Hood and Katniss and those characters with the bow and arrow. Hands come in. Open. Warrior two. I love warrior two. It's one of my favorites. What I imagine in warrior two and my affirmation in warrior two is I can focus on my goals. A warrior is shooting her or his arrows at a target. Our targets are our goals, right? What we want to accomplish. What are you aiming for? Look past your longest finger. That's your drishti. And focus for a few more breaths. So come up to wide-legged forward fold. Hands on your hips. Leading with your heart, we're going to hinge down into a wide-legged forward fold. Sometimes in this pose, I like to bend my knees and just relax and not work too hard. And sometimes I like to straighten my knees, and I like to bring my hands so that my fingers are facing away from me, and I walk them as far back as I'll go, and then I bend my elbows and pull my head closer to the floor. And you can feel that intensifies the stretch if you choose to do it that way. Or you can just hang here. If your knees are bent, you might want to move your hips side to side. Play in this pose. Do what feels good. Hands on the hips. Coming up with a flat back. Turning the other way. So we're first going to work a warrior one. Feel your power. Feel your strength. You got this. There's nothing you can't handle because you can choose to handle it however you want, and that's your choice. Hands come in. Open warrior two, choosing your focus. What is it you want for you, and how will you get there? Breathe. Nicely done, nicely done. Exhale, come back. We're gonna scooch our heel toe together, so heel toe together. Let's go ahead and do a balance pose. So first we'll ground in with our right leg. It'll become our balance leg. Point your left foot forward. Lift up. Let's flex the foot and point a couple times. Little circles one way. Little circles the other way. Softly lower down. And the other side. Bringing the leg up. Toes back. Toes pointed. Couple times maybe. Little circles. And down. Tree pose. Using your right leg to stabilize. Left hip opens. I like to point my foot out. Trying to open the hip here. So if your balance is shaky and you're nervous, couple things. You can get a chair. Hold on to the chair. You can have your toe down on the floor. You can have your foot by your ankle, by your right ankle. You can have it up a little higher on the calf. Do not place it on the knee joint directly. That's not safe for your knee. You can have it all the way up here. Good, so inhale. And my hands are at heart center. Your hands can be out. They can be up in a wide V. They can be together. You can have your hands wherever you want it. Breathing and noticing. I love this pose. Sometimes I'm a little wiggly in this pose. It happens. In yoga, we just laugh it off, right? If you're not having a very flexible day or a very strong day or a very balancing day, it's all good. Every day is a little different. Let's do the other side. So refocus. And again, chair if you need to. Foot on the floor, toes on the floor, toes by the ankles, toes underneath the knee, or right inside the groin. Hands, wherever you choose. Breathe. Just begin to really think about what's going on in your body. Maybe you can feel your foot kind of adjusting constantly. That's kind of cool. How hard it works to keep you stable and centered without falling over. Exhale. Come down. Nice job. Let's come down to the floor. So we're going to cross our feet and we're going to make our way slowly to the floor. Beautiful. Boat pose variations. Level 1, heels down. Arms forward, but we don't want our shoulders to up by our ears. We want to purposely push our shoulders down and back. Squeeze your abs and rock yourself back and hold. This is level 1. This can be quite a lot for people that aren't used to any core work, so this is fine. Level 2, picking your legs up and holding underneath. Totally fine. Level 3, letting go. Level 4, straight legs and breathe. Just noticing. Exhale, lower those legs. Stretch up nice and tall and forward fold. Did you go deeper? I did. I did go deeper. Then remember we did it in the beginning. I was kind of down by my lower ankles. Now I'm up toward my toes. I think it's just so interesting. You can grow. You can grow an inch or two every yoga class. Okay, we're gonna come down our back by rolling down one vertebrae at a time. If you can, slowly. Bring your heels up by your hind knee. Inhale. Exhale, move into that bridge pose. Interlace your fingers. Pull your hands by your feet if you like that, because it gives you a little bit more open chest. Squeezing your booty. Feel the feet on the ground. Feel the chest being expansive. Feel the energy in the top of the forehead, right above the eyebrows. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, scoop in the legs. So underneath, and you're scooping legs in, then exhale, guide them away. Inhale, scoop them back, and this promotes digestion. Legs to the ceiling. This is legs up the wall. You could always put your legs actually on a wall or a chair. Just breathing. This is a great pose for bringing vitality to inner organs because the blood from the feet comes down the legs and kind of pools here, and it provides a lot of nutrients. Exhale, lowering down. Okay, we're going to take a few minutes to get comfortable. So if you could do any stretches or anything that makes you feel good, and then when you're ready, you're going to come down, lying on your back, palms up. This is Shavasana, your final relaxation. And we will do a little bit more breath work. And I will guide you through Sukhasana. Inhale. Exhale. Allow the breath to start filling the body. In the beginning of class, we worked on noticing different parts of in our body where we might notice the breath, including our nose, our throat, our upper chest, and our belly. I want you to take one moment to scan your own body to where you feel the breath the most when you're taking deep, slow, purposeful breaths, whatever that means for you. Once you find the spot where you feel your breath moving the most and you feel your connection in your body the most with your breath, this becomes your anchor. Now, an anchor is really important because if we were a ship and we were on stormy waters, our ship could get tossed around, tousled, banged, bruised, maybe even sink. But because we have an anchor, it'll center us, ground us, stabilize us in the rockiest of waters when things are rough, and we'll still stay safe because we have our anchor. If you think of your life in terms of sometimes calm, sometimes not so calm, it's chaotic and stormy, that's normal. Everybody has a life like that, although our experiences are different. But think about the anchor now on a ship, and it drops, it drops, it drops, it drops, it drops. And it reaches the ocean bottom. Bring your attention back to the surface of the ocean where there's a storm. And you can see the waves crashing and things being tousled on top of the waves. And it's a little bit chaotic, a little bit scary, because you don't know what can happen. But follow the chain link line down to where the anchor hits the bottom. And the slowly you go all the way to the bottom, the more deep you get in the ocean, the calmer it gets. our bodies are mostly water, and we have the power of creating the anchor through our breath to bring us to those still waters, that still, silent, peaceful place. So whenever you feel that your life is getting out of control and chaotic, you can access your breath to bring you calm, to ground yourself from being tousled and thrown about. Access your breath and feel your safety. Choose your breath and know that you have power because you're deciding to tune in. You're choosing to try to find calm and stability. And for the next few moments, let's just sit with our anchor, noticing how deeply relaxing it is. And when this breathing meditation is done, you'll hear a soft chime to indicate it's over. Slowly bring your awareness back to the space. We're going to start to wake our bodies back up after that beautiful Shavasana. Maybe you might make a fist, tightening your arms, and then relaxing and releasing, wiggling your fingers. Little wrist circles one way, little wrist circles the other way. Maybe you want to curl your toes under, scrunch, 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 and then pull them apart and back. And little ankle circles one way, ankle circles the other way. Maybe it'll feel good to squeeze your abs, tuck your hips under slightly, squeeze your booty, really contract. And then exhale. letting that go and making space in your belly, softening. Maybe you want to roll your neck side to side gently, or do little head circles, whatever feels good. You can make your way back to seated. You can go really slow and roll over to one side if you choose. But you're going to start to make your way back to seated. Very nice. You guys did a wonderful job today. Hope you enjoyed this practice. Hope you'll continue to show up for yourself, remembering the power, your voice and your choice. And keep connecting with those mindful activities of really noticing when your feet are hitting the ground, noticing the sounds you hear around you, stopping and smelling the roses now that it's finally summer and warm weather and flowers are coming out. Yay! But take the time to notice these things and just be with the moments. Okay, so we'll close class like normal. I really appreciate you coming today. Hands on forehead, may I know my truth? On your eyes, may I see my truth? On your lips, may I speak my truth? And on your heart, may I feel my truth? Namaste.